Hello, VC. Dave the Pickup Artist with you this evening. Back on the road a little bit, baby steps. You know, we're doing some drives and actually doing some pickups also. Places are starting to open up down here in Florida, and I hit a antique store, my local antique store, which is about 4 miles away from here. I picked up something there. I hit up a Goodwill that was open. Did not find anything. People are throwing out, cleaning their houses. I ride bikes every day, and I see people are cleaning out their houses and they're getting rid of stuff. And I think maybe one or two people will be getting rid of records. So I'm interested to see how the Goodwill, Salvation Army type thrift stores are fixed for records. So not all of the Goodwills in Jacksonville are open, but some of them are. But first, last Saturday, I hit up the antique store. It's called Sugar Bear. It's on Geelington Creek, and I found this little gem, which I needed. The only Big Brother album I don't have, so I was glad to see this. It was $6, a little bit more than I like to pay, but you know, it's not first processing, but I needed this. You know, I'm glad to have this in my collection. Their first album, this was recorded in Chicago, and they were actually going to go out there and do some shows, but they got stood up by their promoter. So they met up with the head of Mainstream Records, and he signed them. They had just done a Monterey Pop, and he liked them, and he signed them, and that's how they got their first gig. The first pressings didn't have featuring Janis Joplin on there. That was not there, but yeah, I'm glad to have this. It's a great album. Next I was San Marco area. One of my favorite record stores is Wilson Records, and I got there, and you know, they were open, and he actually said that he never shut down. This guy actually never shut down his store. So I went through and I found some some upgrades, a couple things I didn't have, some interesting stuff in the dollar bins. I always head for the dollar bins first, pick up some stuff, and if I had time later, I might go to some of the vintage stuff. But the dollar bins I always like. I usually pick out about 6 records, and he usually bundles me. So first one I found was an upgrade. Traffic, Low Spark of High Heeled Boys. I have this. I found a copy of this at the same place last year. It was in crap condition. This is actually in really good condition. A little bit of ring wear. Island label. So this is a great album. The only strange thing is, this album only has 3 members of Traffic on it, but the back cover, we got 6 members. As far as I know, the only 3 members that played on this album were Steve Winwood, Jim Capaldi, and Chris Wood. So I don't know why they added these guys. I don't know what the deal is, but it's a great album nonetheless. Oh, I love 60s soundtracks. I found this, so I thought I'd pick it up. 2001 Space Odyssey. Very cool. The inner cover is really neat too. You get information on all the tracks. The astronauts there. Do you remember HAL? We've got HAL now, only it's called Alexa. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. This is also an upgrade. Mountain Climbing. I have a copy of this, but it's not in this good a condition. Great find for $1. This is a great album. This is their debut album. Now, I know Leslie West had a solo album called Mountain, and That's technically a Leslie West solo album, so that's not a first Mountain album, but yeah, let me show you that again. We got Felix Pappalardi, Corky Lang, Leslie West, and Terry Knight. Terry Knight plays piano. He's the one that plays piano on Mississippi Queen, and he also plays Mellotron on Theme from an Imaginary Western. Nice picture of Leslie there. And in the back, we've got the Animal Trainer and the Toad. That was their nicknames. A rock critic named them the Animal Trainer and the Toad. And they actually wrote a song called The Animal Trainer and the Toad. So, yeah, this is cool. Glad to have it. Upgrade. Mountain is one of the most underrated bands there is. And this is also one I needed. I've got, I think I now have all the ZZ Top albums. The first ones anyway. Those are the only ones I like are from the 70s. And I did not have this, so it was great to find it. And this is actually on the London label. These guys started out on the London label. This is the first pressing. And very good album. On the back, we've got a little sketch of the band. Back then, Frank Beard was known as Rube Beard. This is a very cool album. Yeah, I like ZZ Top up until the 80s. Then I was out of there like shit through a goose. I think the last great ZZ Top album was El Loco. Next one I got is a great one. I've got this on CD, but I don't have it on vinyl. First Jeff Beck album, Truth. We've got Jeff Beck, Rod Stewart on vocals, Ron Wood. Bass player was, well, Jeff played some of the bass, but they also brought in John Paul Jones on some of the tracks. And who else was on? Nicky Hopkins, of course, is on here. Nicky Hopkins is on everything. But fantastic album. Great guitar performance and a great vocal performance from Rod. This is on the Epic label. Yeah, a lot of people think his first album is his best. It may be, I don't know. But yeah, I love Jeff Beck. I always pick up his stuff. Even his latest stuff is kind of good. It's kind of a mixed bag. Every album from Jeff Beck tends to sound different, in my opinion. Now the next two are kind of psychedelic. I was in, this is still we're still in the dollar bin here. And I nearly passed this one up because I didn't recognize it as being a decent record. But upon further review, I looked at, sorry about the glare, this is on shrink wrap. So I don't want to take the shrink wrap off. It's also got the factory sealed for your... What this is a Ventures album. I had to take a double look at it. It's called New Testament. And they've got a kind of a write-up on it. Now check out that track listing. I'll read you this. New Testament isn't the gospel put to music. It's a new trip for the Ventures. Not a religion trip, but a new musical concept from a group that has been around since the birth of rock. For the first time, you'll hear vocals by the Ventures, and you'll hear 6 original tunes that show a different side of the traditional hits packages. So that's what they're doing now. this is apparently, now they put out albums before that had vocal loops, but this is the first time that's had actually vocals, but there's only vocals on one song, the first song. And the other originals are really good, psychedelic as hell. But what really stands out is some of the covers. We got a Ventures cover of Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin. It is phenomenal. We also got covers by Cat Stevens and Santana. The end of side 2, the last half of side 1 sounds like a big Santana jam almost. They do Oil Como Va, and it's just very cool. It's a very psychedelic album. This is in the 70s, so they're kind of out of that era, but they're still staying true to their sound. And I just love this. They do She's a Lady, the Paul Anka, Tom Jones, Rave Up. But yeah, I mean, this may be my favorite Ventures album. I don't know. I've got a lot of them, and I've got, you know, I don't know how many Ventures albums there are, but this is definitely should be, if you like the Ventures, you want to check this out. The cover of Whole Lot of Love is incredible. It doesn't have vocals on it, but it's got a vocal loop at the end, which is kind of like a nod to Robert Plant, I guess. But yeah, if you can find this, $1. This is great fun for $1. I like this. But yeah, this is the find of the week as far as I'm concerned. And the last one on my pickup list is online pickup. I got this at Discogs about a week ago. I found out about this guy on the VC, Christo Redentor. This is by Harvey Mandel. He was a guitar player for I think Charlie Musselwhite. Then he went on to form, or not, he went on to join, Canned Heat. He was their guitarist after Blind Owl died. This is a really great guitar album. It's mostly instrumental, very psychedelic. We've got some, I don't know, this guy's just out there. I'll show you the vinyl. On Phillips. I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to checking out the rest of his albums. I don't know a lot about this guy other than, you know, he was in Canned Heat. He's got several solo albums that are really good. This came out in, I think, 1968. There's a picture of him with his axe. The final song on side 2 sounds like a psychedelic bluegrass affair. It's just very crazy. The whole album's great. If you find this, I paid a pretty good price for it, about $12 without the shipping and handling. So that's pretty good for a first press. And that's all I got tonight. I hope everybody is having a great weekend and get out there on the pickup trail. It's the least you could do. Take care.